Good afternoon, D&D TikTok and barbecue TikTok and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Barbecue. Let's get it done. The holiday season is upon us, and now it's time to dig into our barbecue to see what type of dice we're using today. And at random draw, we have our blood spatter dice. As always, this series is inspired by the popular Roll for Sandwich series by AdventuresinAardia. We've tossed those dice, and now it's time to roll for meat. 7, seafood. All right, let's see what type of seafood we're pulling out of the ocean today. 4, we got lobsters. Not a bad choice. Not typically my first pick. I'm usually a crab kind of guy. We have some prep work to do on these lobsters. We're going to cut down the back, break the ribs underneath, and pull the meat through. It takes a couple tries. Now let's go ahead and roll for binder. 6, hot sauce. Use the hot sauce you like. I'm using Killer Hog's hot sauce. I like using this as a binder because you get some cayenne notes. Now let's go ahead and roll for rubs. 6, Fire and Smoke Society, and 17, Heath Riles. Let's go ahead and roll for Fire and Smoke. 7, Hot for Peacher. Of course, this is a silly spin on the song, but this is a smoked peach rub. This will give us some sweet, fruity notes when we take a bite into our lobster tail. Now let's go ahead and roll for Riles. 3, Honey Chipotle. Honestly, not a bad pairing. The spice from this is going to work well with the binder, and the honey from the Honey Chipotle will work well with the Fire and Smoke Society. Let that rest for 10 minutes, and now it's time to roll for wood. 8, Pitmaster's Choice, and we're going to use cherry wood today. But what type of grill are we rolling? And we rolled Big Red. Big Red is our new gravity grill. It's the Char Griller Gravity 980. We're going to smoke these until they hit an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit internal. After an hour, these lobsters are done. The only thing left to do now is admire them and figure out how we're eating them. Let's roll Wild Magic. 13, serve it on a waffle. Okay, that's definitely a first for me. So let's prep these lobsters. You're going to pull the meat off the tail. You don't need the shells anymore. We're going to dice up this lobster until it's nice and bite-sized, because apparently I'm putting this on a waffle. Great. Mrs. Barbecue made me a waffle on our Captain America waffle iron, and now we put the lobster on top. Nope. For our D20 sauce roll, we're trying out Heath Riles' new line of barbecue glazes. Mrs. Barbecue has chosen the Cherry Apple Habanero Barbecue Glaze. This glaze gives you a nice fruit-forward flavor, and of course, adds that nice habanero heat. Now, we're going to try something different with this and drizzle it on the waffle. This one's definitely up there as a complex roll for barbecue episode. Looks interesting, but how does it taste? Here we go. This is very different. This is another one of those classic meals that we've had on this channel where everything tastes great on its own. The barbecue glaze is great with the lobster and great with the waffle, but the combination of all three, it's just a weird combination. I don't know, need a second opinion. Mrs. Barbecue, you gotta try this lobster waffle. Okay, I guess we're not getting a second opinion. The lobster on its own with the glaze is really good. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know, I'm just gonna say everything's good on its own, not together. So we're gonna give this one a 6.2 out of 10, and we're gonna call this one the main course. And just like that, folks, that's episode 98. Be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you guys at the next barbecue.